Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
Well, a Baltimore City delegate thinks he has an answer for problems in the police department: disband and rebuild. WJZ's live political reporter Pat Warren has more on that idea and reaction from the mayor. Pat?
That's right, Mary. This out with the old, build something new idea comes from an example set by another city that has problems similar to those in Baltimore. The guilty verdict against two former members of the Baltimore City Gun Task Force has widespread impact. Testimony in the case involving officers on the once high-profile task force painting a picture of cops robbing citizens is one of the biggest corruption cases here in decades. And it's prompting one city delegate to look at disbanding and rebuilding the entire department.
These are systemic issues.
Baltimore delegate Bilal Ali, whose background includes community liaison with the state's attorney's office, says the city should consider disbanding the existing department and starting anew, citing Camden, New Jersey as a model.
My request to the mayor is, why wouldn't we evaluate something that has worked in another city who has similar issues as Baltimore?
I'm not disbanding the police department.
The idea got a cool reception from the mayor and others, but Ali insists it's not the nonsense it's been called.
I don't know why people are afraid of innovative ideas.
Mayor Pugh says the city already has a plan.
We're trending downward. I think we're headed in the right direction. We've appointed a new police commissioner. We have a 163-page report by the Department of Justice that requires us to reform the police department, and those are the things that we'll continue to do.
Delegate Ali suggests a different tack.
We paid $5.7 million in judgments for police misconducts, assaults, etc., etc., etc. I think it's time now to not be dismissive of new, innovative, and bold ideas, but evaluate them.
And he's not ready to let the idea go. Now, the Baltimore City Police Department is a state agency, but the mayor hires the commissioner, and nearly all the funding comes from the city. I'm Pat Warren reporting live from City Hall. Now back to you.
Pat, thank you. Delegate Ali was appointed to the House of Delegates last year by the Democratic State Central Committee to fill a vacancy in the House.
Baltimore police so corrupt, lawmaker pushing to disband the entire department. Baltimore cops have proven to be so corrupt and criminal that even lawmakers are kicking around the idea that firing every single cop is a plausible solution. By John Vibes, February 16, 2018. Baltimore MD after a recent corruption trial exposed just how bad things were at the Baltimore City Police Department, Maryland State Delegate Bilal Ali suggested that the whole department should be disbanded and reorganized from the ground up. In a proposal that he made this week to Mayor Catherine Pugh and Commissioner-designate Darrell D'Souza, Ali pointed to the example of Camden, who disbanded their police department just a few years ago. In 2013, Camden, New Jersey disbanded its police department in response to record-breaking levels of violence and an extremely inefficient police budget. 4 years later, Camden hit its lowest homicide rate in 30 years, Ali said. Meanwhile, this past year the city of Baltimore saw its worst ever homicide rate, with a total of 342 killings. I'm aware that considering such enormous action may give city residents reason to pause, but the level of corruption and mismanagement at BPD has created a crisis of public confidence that simply cannot foster the productive relationship between community and police that public safety depends on. We now face a once-in-a-lifetime level of dysfunction that requires us to seriously consider once-in-a-lifetime solutions. Of course, the first step to any solution that the city embraces must be an honest and open dialogue with the public, so that Baltimore residents can inform the policies that will define public safety in the city for years to come. The time for platitudes and vague statements is over. The time for bold action and concrete ideas is now, Ali said. During a press conference on Wednesday morning, Mayor Pugh quickly disregarded the idea of disbanding the force. I'm not disbanding the police department. We're trending downward. I think we're headed in the right direction. We've appointed a new police commissioner, we have a 163-page report by the Department of Justice that requires us to reform the police department, and those are the things that we'll continue to do, she said. The recent federal probe of the city's Gun Trace Task Force unit exposed some of the worst police corruption in recent memory, including carrying around bags filled with BB guns to plant on people they shot. The fact that this case could potentially bring down the whole department casts more doubt on the official story of Sean Suiter, the Baltimore police officer turned whistleblower who was mysteriously shot and killed just before he was set to testify. This is the longest that a manhunt for the killer of a Baltimore police officer has gone on without an arrest or viable suspect. Previously, the record was held by a suspect who fled to Oklahoma over 50 years ago, before the introduction of Big Brother cameras and tracking technology, and he was caught in just 5 days. It has now been roughly 3 months since Suiter's murder and there has still been no leads or suspects. Baltimore police have a reputation for using strong-arm mafioso tactics to intimidate fellow officers out of turning on the gang. As we reported back in 2014, Baltimore Detective Joe Crystal became a target of intimidation for his entire department after testifying against other officers in a misconduct case. Following his testimony, he received threats from other officers and even found a dead rat on his car one day. Become a patron.
County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Sheriff County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is if I got some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.